The thing that almost killed me last Tuesday morning wasn't a disease. It was good for my senior health. It all started with a vitamin, just like this one, and a glass of orange juice I used to tell my wife was my Elixir proudly. Imagine this with me, you wake up to the warm sunlight of a new day. But when you try to sit up, your body betrays you. One side of your body suddenly turns to stone. Your brain screams like a prisoner behind soundproof glass. But your lips stay sealed, frozen. That's not a movie. That was the reality I faced. That feeling of being trapped inside your own body, the absolute terror of losing everything, your dignity, your independence, and becoming a burden to the person you love most. I've had a heart attack, I know what physical pain is. But this was more terrifying. This was the pain of helplessness. These are the stroke symptoms all of us, at our age, secretly fear when we go to bed at night. But what makes this story important for you isn't my moment of terror. It's the brutal truth the doctor told me in the emergency room. He looked me straight in the eye and said, "Harold, your problem isn't your heart. Your problem is your breakfast. You are unknowingly flipping a dangerous switch every single day." A switch. That one sentence changed everything. It wasn't just the answer to the near stroke I had, but it also gave me something more precious than gold, a roadmap to reverse the aging process I thought was inevitable. And in today's video, I am going to give you that roadmap. I call it the morning reverse switch. It isn't a long list of things to do. It's just 3 small, incredibly simple adjustments that have the power to change your entire metabolism before 9 a.m. So you don't just avoid disaster, but you rediscover the energy and mental clarity you thought you'd lost. Before I reveal the first part of this switch, be honest with me and with yourself. Are you making the same mistake I was? Take a second to comment yes below if you also start your day with some kind of vitamin. Don't worry, we're all here to help and learn from each other. And of course, stay with me until the very end. Because the third part of this morning reverse switch, which is also the simplest, is a secret for lowering high blood pressure that many people don't know about. It's an inexpensive herbal tea, a testament to the senior wisdom we are about to discover together. Now, are you ready to flip that first switch? Let's begin. That familiar beep of the alarm? For most, it's a signal to rise. But for those of us over 60, it's not a start. It's a countdown timer, ticking toward disaster. But after that terrifying morning, I learned a different truth. For the body of someone over 60, this clock doesn't start a new day. It starts a countdown. Do you know that feeling? The moment you open your eyes, your body doesn't quite feel like your own. It's heavy and sluggish, like an old engine that needs a long time to warm up before it can run. Your joints are stiff, your back aches, and your mind feels like it's covered in a thick fog. I always thought, well, this is just old age. But the doctor shook his head and told me something I will never forget. "Harold, that isn't old age. That is your body sending out faint distress signals, right before it falls into a biological trap." He called it the reverse biological switch, a mechanism that, instead of starting your body, is silently setting it up for a disaster. The doctor didn't draw me a triangle this time. Instead, he asked me to describe exactly how I felt each morning. And as I spoke, he nodded and explained. Distress signal number 1, the unexplained tension. I said, "Doctor, I wake up and my neck and shoulders are already as tight as a rock." He replied, "That's not from sleeping in the wrong position, Harold. That's the hormone cortisol screaming inside your body. It's causing your blood vessels, which are already losing their flexibility, to constrict even tighter. It's like trying to stretch an old, brittle rubber band. Stretch it just a little too much, and it will snap. This is what makes high blood pressure so incredibly dangerous in the morning." Distress signal number 2, the brain fog. I said, "I need a full hour and a strong cup of coffee just to think clearly." He replied, "That is your brain crying out for water. After 8 hours without a single drop, your blood has thickened. Imagine trying to pump thick honey through a tiny straw. That's exactly what your heart is struggling to do to get blood to your brain. That fog, that's your brain being starved of oxygen, running on fumes. A tiny clot is all it would take to cause a blockage, leading to a stroke. Distress signal number 3, the gnawing hunger and sugar cravings. I said, strangely, I always wake up ravenous and craving something sweet. He replied, that is the most dangerous signal of all. It shows that your body is experiencing morning insulin resistance. When you eat the wrong breakfast, even just a glass of orange juice, it's like throwing a bucket of gasoline on a smoldering fire. That fire of inflammation flares up, silently damaging the delicate lining of your arteries, turning them as brittle and fragile as a dry cracker. Constricted blood vessels, thickened blood, and inflamed artery walls, ready to rupture. That's no longer a trap. It's a scheduled execution. When I understood this, I wasn't scared anymore. I was angry. Angry that nobody had told me this sooner. Now, I want you to be honest with yourself. Have you ever experienced morning fatigue and brain fog and just assumed it's my age? If you have, do something very simple for me. Comment with the number 1 below. Just the number 1. So I know I'm not alone on this journey. And here is the most important part. After showing me this deadly trap, the doctor smiled and said, but the good news, Harold, is that every trap has a mechanism to disarm it. He gave me 3 keys to turn off those 3 distress signals. And the first key, the one to deal with that sweetest culprit, the glass of orange juice, is ridiculously simple. It's not a pill. It's not an expensive supplement. It has to do with the very first thing you put into your mouth each morning. And right now, we are going to discover that key together. If I told you that one of these 2 glasses is a silent betrayer, that's accelerating your aging process and increasing your stroke risk. And the other glass is a lifesaver, the first key to turning off that dangerous reverse biological switch. One of these glasses glows with the deception of sunshine. The other hides the quiet power to save your life. Can you see the difference? Most of us, including the old me, would choose the orange juice without hesitation. We were taught that it's full of vitamins, good for our health, and a perfect part of a breakfast for seniors. But that is one of the greatest deceptions of the food industry. And today, we are going to expose it together. Forget what the commercials say. Let's look at the biological truth. When you drink a glass of orange juice, especially in the morning when your body is experiencing insulin resistance, you are not drinking vitamins. You are consuming a liquid sugar bomb. My doctor explained it this way. When you eat an orange, you're also eating the fiber. Fiber acts like a brake, slowing down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream. But when you juice the orange, you throw away that peel entirely. All that's left is sugar and water. A sugar tsunami immediately crashes into your bloodstream. The gatekeeper, insulin, which is already tired, becomes completely overwhelmed. That unprocessed sugar turns into fat and, more importantly, ignites that fire of inflammation we talked about. That fire ravages your arteries, causes your high blood pressure to become uncontrollable, and creates the perfect conditions for a stroke. Your morning glass of orange juice is not your friend. It is a hidden enemy. And this is the hero of the story. This is the first key. The doctor calls it switch number 1, the rejuvenating hydration. And it is ridiculously simple. It consists of just 3 ingredients. First, a large glass of warm water. Not cold water. Warm water is gentler on your stomach and more easily absorbed by your body in the morning. Second, a few slices of fresh lemon. And here's the secret, the purpose of the lemon isn't for the vitamin C. Its main purpose is the enzymes, which help to wake up your liver and digestive system, signaling that it's time to get to work. And third, the most important ingredient, the secret few people know, a pinch of mineral salt. It could be pink Himalayan salt or clean sea salt. Salt? I asked the doctor the same thing. Aren't people with high blood pressure supposed to avoid salt? He smiled and explained, that's the refined table salt in processed foods, Harold. This is a natural mineral salt. It contains over 80 minerals and electrolytes. It is the very key that unlocks your cells. Imagine this, after a night's sleep, your cells are thirsty. But if you only drink plain water, the water just stands outside the cell's door. It needs a gatekeeper to open that door. The electrolytes in the mineral salt are the gatekeepers. They throw the door wide open, allowing water to rush inside, nourishing and saturating every single cell. This isn't just drinking water. This is watering your body back to life at a cellular level. It cleanses, balances, and most importantly, it does not raise your blood sugar at all. It neutralizes the second and third drops in the morning danger triangle. Just this one small change, but after a week, I felt the fog in my brain lift. I woke up feeling truly alert, not the fake alertness from coffee. Now, it's your turn. I'm very curious, what is the first thing you drink in the morning? Is it orange juice, coffee, tea, or plain water? Take 5 seconds and comment with your answer below. Let's see what habits our community has. And you see, disarming this dangerous switch is only half the story. Because even after you've had this life-saving drink, you can still flip another dangerous switch just 30 minutes later, with your breakfast. In the next section, we will expose another imposter hiding in so many of our kitchen cabinets, the breakfast cereal that's advertised as heart healthy. We've just disarmed the sugar bomb in liquid form. But the enemy of a healthy morning has another, more subtle, disguise. It masquerades under promises of whole grains, good for heart health, or simply a quick and easy breakfast. But I want you to look at their nature and ask yourself one question. Why, after eating a supposedly healthy breakfast, do you feel hungry and exhausted just 2 hours later? That is not a rhetorical question. That is a clue. A clue that you are not being fueled. You are borrowing energy from your future self. And that debt is repaid with the 10 a.m. energy crash. I call it the betrayal hunger. It isn't real hunger. It is a false distress signal created by your breakfast. Let me explain it in a non-doctor's way. When you eat these things, your body is like a fire being fed a piece of newspaper. It flares up violently for a moment. That's when your blood sugar spikes and you feel alert for 30 minutes. But then what? The newspaper is gone, leaving only ashes. The fire is out. That fire out feeling is what's destroying our quality of life. It's when you're reading a book but can't remember what you just read. It's when you're talking to your grandchildren and suddenly become irritable for no reason. It's when you feel an intense, uncontrollable craving for something sweet, and you blame yourself for being weak and having no willpower. But you are not weak. You are simply the victim of a brutal biochemical reaction. That vicious cycle of fake fullness, real hunger, day after day, is draining your strength, worsening your insulin resistance, and pouring fuel on the fire of inflammation inside your arteries that lead to a stroke. So, how do you escape this slavery to the 10 a.m. hunger? How do you turn your fire from a pile of newspaper into a steady, slow-burning oak log? And here is the second key, the key that gave me my freedom. Switch number 2, the slow-burn fuel. Its principle is incredibly simple. Stop eating breakfast made from flour, and start eating breakfast that comes from nature. Instead of a newspaper, give your body real oak logs, quality protein and healthy fats. It's not complicated. 2 boiled eggs, nature's perfect food. Half an avocado, the best plant-based butter for your brain and heart health. A handful of walnuts or almonds. A bowl of unsweetened, full-fat Greek yogurt. When you fuel yourself with these oak logs, there is no fire that flares up. There is only a gentle warmth that spreads slowly. Your blood sugar remains as stable as a calm lake. And you receive a priceless gift, a source of true, clean, sustainable vitality that lasts for 4 to 5 hours. I will never forget the first day I tried this breakfast. At 11 a.m., I was startled when I realized, that's strange, I haven't thought about food at all. For the first time in years, I felt like I was in control of my body, not the other way around. That is the feeling of true freedom. Now, a small question for us to ponder together. Think about your breakfast this morning. Was it more like a newspaper or an oak log? If it were like a newspaper, comment with the number 1. If it were like an oak log, comment with the number 2. Let's see where our community is on this journey. And so, we have flipped 2 of the most important switches related to what we put in our mouths. But there is still one final switch. This switch is truly the final boss. It's not about food or drink. It's invisible, yet it has the power to decide whether the other 2 switches work effectively. It has to do with the first thing you touch every morning. And a critical mistake it causes for your hormones. We've talked about what we put into our mouths. But the final switch, the one that determines whether your day is peaceful or a storm, has nothing to do with nutrition. It has to do with the first thing you put into your mind. Imagine that every morning when you wake up, you are standing in front of 2 doors. The first door is called the storm. The moment you open it, 100 gusts of wind hit your face, negative news, complaints on social media, work emails demanding your immediate attention. The second door is called peace. Behind it is a quiet, fresh space where you can take a deep breath and decide how you want to begin your day. For many years, I always chose the first door. And I did it with one very familiar action. This is the doorknob to the storm. The first action for millions of people each morning is to reach for their phones. We tell ourselves, just to check the time, just a quick scroll. But we are lying to ourselves. When you do that, you are voluntarily throwing your newly awakened brain into a battle. An information war. And what is your body's immediate reaction? It flips the switch on your morning cortisol to red alert. And here is the consequence no one tells you about. When your cortisol is pushed to alarm levels from the very first minute, it neutralizes much of the benefit from the other 2 switches. Your lemon salt water has to work harder to put out the fire of inflammation. Your oak log breakfast has to struggle more to keep your blood sugar stable. And mentally, you've already lost the battle before the day has even begun. You don't start your day, the day starts you, by chasing you. For the rest of the day, you will be in a state of reacting, instead of acting. You'll be more irritable, find it harder to focus, and feel more exhausted. You have lost the golden moment to establish peace of mind and to take control of your health for the entire day. All because of a single swipe of your finger. So, what is the final, most powerful key? It isn't even an action. It is the choice of non action. The doctor calls it switch number 3, the 5-minute peace. It is shockingly simple. When you wake up, do not touch your phone. Just let it be. For the first 5, or ideally, 10 minutes of your day. Instead, what should you do? Do human things. Look out the window. Stretch your arms. Breathe deeply. Go to the kitchen and prepare your life-saving elixir with your own hands. Feel like returning to your body gently, instead of being woken up violently. This tiny action, this 5-minute pause, is the greatest gift you can give yourself. It allows your cortisol to rise slowly, naturally, just as nature intended. It establishes a shield that protects you from the chaos of the outside world. It allows you to be the master of your morning, instead of its slave. I know this isn't easy. It's a deeply ingrained habit. But let's make a promise together. If you are willing to try this 5-minute peace challenge tomorrow morning, comment with one single word for me, promise. Let's create a wave of peaceful mornings in our community. And to help you keep this promise, I have prepared a special gift. This is the power element of our channel's DNA. I've compiled the entire 3M morning system into a simple PDF checklist of the 3 golden switches for your morning. It's very simple, you can print it out and put it on your fridge as a daily reminder. To receive this complete gift, all you have to do is one simple thing: comment with the keyword health below. My team will send it to you. Now that we have all 3 golden keys in our hands, in the final segment, we will put all of these treasures together and look at the big picture: a new life after 60, full of energy and mental clarity. There are 2 ways to wake up after the age of 60. The first way is to wake up as a passenger. Your body is like a car being driven by someone else. You're just sitting in the back seat, hoping it doesn't break down today. You listen to every strange noise, and worry about every bump in the road, and you are completely passive on your journey. The second way is to wake up as the driver. You are the one behind the wheel. You know exactly what your engine needs. You decide the speed, you choose the destination, and you feel every movement of the machine under your control. For many years, I was a passenger. And I lived in fear. The 3M morning system we've just walked through didn't just repair my engine. It gave me back the keys to the car. This entire system is, in essence, a new contract you sign with your own life. A contract with only 3 clauses. Clause 1, the purity promise. You commit to starting your day by cleansing your body from within, not with a flood of sugar. Clause 2, the real fuel promise. You commit to providing your body with the sustainable energy of oak logs, not the cheap, borrowed energy of newspaper. Clause 3, the peace promise. You commit to giving your mind the right to start in stillness, before facing the storm of the world. And when you honor these 3 clauses, you are not just working on stroke prevention. You are doing something much greater than that. You are ensuring you have the vitality to get down on the floor and tie your grandchild's shoes without holding your breath. You are ensuring you have the mental clarity to finish a chapter of a book and understand it, instead of rereading the same line over and over. And you are ensuring you have the confidence to go to sleep each night with peace of mind, knowing that you are a pillar of strength, not a potential burden to your family. That isn't just health. That is dignity. That is freedom. And as a commitment to this contract, I will give you the final seal, the treasure I promised. The thing that helped me stamp approved on a healthier life. I call it Harold's Treasure. It's not a drug, but a simple herbal tea that senior wisdom has taught us about for thousands of years: hibiscus tea. Credible scientific studies have shown that the powerful antioxidants in hibiscus tea help blood vessels to relax, thereby helping to regulate high blood pressure naturally. Of course, always consult your doctor. For me, a cup of unsweetened hibiscus tea in the afternoon is a ritual to say to my body, everything is okay. We are in control. I have one final question for you: are you ready to stop being a passenger? Are you ready to take back the keys and drive the rest of your journey yourself? If the answer is yes, do one simple thing for me. Comment with a single word below: drive. So I know that starting tomorrow, there will be one more driver on this road to freedom. Thank you for spending your precious time listening. If what I've shared has resonated with you, please hit the like and subscribe buttons so we can continue on this journey together. And please, share this video with someone you love, because sharing knowledge is sharing care. Always remember that age is not a sentence. It is a privilege. And you are the one who decides how you live with that privilege.